This is a continuation of my classroom rules and procedures. The last video ended with us going over the seating arrangements. So just a quick recap about the seating arrangements in my classroom. For now, you will control where you sit. Just make sure you consider all the different characteristics of what makes choosing a good seat. Somewhere where you'll be able to see, stay focused, and be attentive every day with the least number of distractions around you. Remember, if you do choose to sit near someone you are tempted to talk to, like a friend, then you must practice self-control and be mature enough to sit next to that person. Otherwise, I will be asking you to move. And you will need to do it without question, because at that point, you've given me a reason to move you. So please keep all of this in mind. I will be creating a permanent seating chart before you leave. So again, just make sure you choose your seat wisely. Next, we're going to continue with the other class rules. We've already gone over 1 through 4. Rule number 5. Students are to remain in their seat at all times unless given permission by the teacher. Again, I'm asking you to fight that urge to just get up while I'm in the middle of teaching and you need to throw something away or sharpen your pencil. Please fight that urge. You can raise your hand, and if you need to throw something away, I'll motion you to go ahead and do that. Or if you've got to sharpen a pencil, or something like that. So make sure you do ask for permission and don't just, get up without warning. Students will keep their hands to themselves. This is a reminder, we're not in kindergarten. You are all mature adults, and so I'm expecting you to act your age. I will treat you like the young adult that you are. So there's no getting up and just playing around and hitting someone, because that can lead to problems down the road. Rule number 7, students are to be quiet in their seats and ready to learn when the tardy bell rings. Now, there are no special people that they ring a bell for. We all have to be here at the same time. That includes myself. I have to be here on time. So make sure, and you're given a little bit extra time this year, so that way you can go and sanitize your hands or even go wash your hands and use the restroom. So 7 minutes in between classes should give you plenty of time, and there should be no tardies. If you do happen to be tardy, you will sign my tardy log, and you all have been here long enough, at least for a full year, unless you're brand new to Captain Shreve, to know the tardy policy. First time, you'll get that warning, just a verbal warning. Second time, you will get written documentation to send home for a parent to sign. Third time, you will be given detention after school. And then fourth time, you will be written on a long form. And obviously, Coach Sharp will deal with you at that point, probably give you double detention. So let's not get to that point, okay? Take care of your business, get to my class. You're not going to be running through the door when the bell rings. You will be marked tardy. So being on time means at your desk and ready to learn when that bell rings, not walking around the room. Rule number 8. Students are not to leave the classroom to use the restroom, go to the office, etc. It must be a true emergency for me to write you that hall pass, okay? Especially for safety purposes. We need you in the classroom as much as possible and not roaming the halls. So you have to have an absolute emergency in order for me to let you go and do one of these things. Otherwise, just wait until the end of class, and you are free to do that before you move on to your next class. Rule number 9, students are required to come to class on time and with all materials. We'll go over what's required for this class every single day, so more about that later. You are required to come to class with those materials. Rule number 10, Students are expected to pay attention and participate in all instruction. This includes sitting up, taking notes, completing classwork, responding to teacher-directed questions, and working cooperatively with classmates and the teacher. The last thing I want to be doing is going through instructional material and look up and see you not paying attention. You have your head down, you have your phone out, you're working on an assignment for another class, you're reading a book. All of those things are considered rude and disrespectful to me as your teacher. These things give me a do not care impression. Like, you don't care about what I am saying, about my material, and so you're going to do your own thing, okay? That, my friend, will not be tolerated in this classroom. So make sure, again, you get your act together. You know what we are in this classroom to do. I'm not going to specifically, call you out to put you on the spot, especially as long as you are paying attention and you are sitting up and you are participating. I know not everybody likes, to speak. There are some shy students, and I have no problem with that. But again, just make sure that you are attentive and you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So all of these things that I just mentioned about sleeping, putting your head down, reading a book, completing work for another class, trying to text something or look something up on your cell phone, again, these all fall under that category, of rude and disrespectful, and it is going to be your ticket out of this classroom very quickly. So make sure you understand this rule and how important it is. Rule number 11, there will be absolutely no eating and no drinking and no texting in the classroom. The only things that I do allow is obviously having a water bottle, because our water fountains are going to be shut off for obviously safety reasons, health reasons I should say. So you having a water bottle is very important for you to stay hydrated. There have been studies that students that stay hydrated, they're definitely going to be more focused and attentive. You are welcome to chew gum because, again, that kind of keeps your brain stimulated and hopefully, motivated to learn. Just don't let me find gum on a desk, under the desk, on a seat, on someone's clothes. These are privileges, okay? And they can be taken away very quickly. So let's be very careful about not abusing these privileges. When it comes to your cell phones, there will be time when I tell you we need to use your phone for instructional purposes, okay? Especially if that's going to be your electronic device that you use for Canvas. But when those times are not there, they have to be silenced. They need to be completely visible and put away out of sight. And I have a red and a green cup to let you know when the appropriate time is for you to have that electronic device out, okay? You see that red cup? Should not be visible whatsoever. You're not trying to hide it in your lap, okay? Again, it will be taken up if it is used at the wrong time, and you will lose it for several days. Earbuds, headphones, hats, those are not to be brought into this classroom, okay? The only time you would need headphones is if I tell you in advance that we are doing something with Canvas that everyone needs their headphones to do some individual type work, okay? But otherwise, for music purposes, absolutely not. Do not start spraying lotions, body sprays, putting on makeup. Y'all, all of those things give off these scents. And there are people like myself who are very sensitive to these smells. And I could start having allergy attacks. I will start sneezing, my eyes water, things like that. I get headaches. So please, please do not bring those things to class. Do not spray anything at all. We have to respect others, your classmates. Please respect me as well with these allergies. Last but not least, you are expected to wear your mask at all times. Your student ID should be visible at all times. It could be either on a lanyard like mine. You can have it clipped to your shirt. So it must be visible at all time. We also must remember social distancing protocol. Okay, that is why the desks are arranged the way that they are. When you are in the hallways, moving to other classes, please try to keep distance between you and the other person. When you are, speaking to someone, you should have 6 feet apart, okay, between the two of you. Again, this is all for our protection. When it comes to mask and student ID violations, Coach Sharp will be dealing with you. Again, we are developing policies for those who are refusing to wear their mask as well as an ID. So do know that there are consequences if you're one of these people. Okay, so I have just gone over all of our rules. Before we go over my classroom procedures, what to expect every day, there is a getting to know you survey that I do want you to fill out. I have put a getting to know you survey on Canvas with the intention of learning a little bit more information about you. So it's very important using your electronic device. At some point, you will need to complete this survey. It's important that you click submit when you're finished because it is in a Google form. Make sure you click submit so I get the results. And also, of course, if you have any questions, you can just email me, especially if you're at home. These other instructions are for just those students who will be in class about raising their hand and when they're finished, to start reading over the syllabus. But if you're at home, just make sure at some point today you complete the Getting to Know You survey so that I can learn a little bit more about you and know how to best help you for this school year. So this finishes up part 2 of my classroom rules and procedures. The next video that you're going to watch is going to go over everything you would possibly want to know about Global Insights, our requirements for this course, and how, of course, we will conduct class every day, how you're going to be graded. All of those questions are about to get answered. So stay tuned for that video.